Away from that, y'all, when you were in Oakland back in your days, you guys went to Kyoto, Japan, right?
I did go to Kyoto, Japan.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was my sophomore year of high school.
Like,
We had a week-long break in February, and I think there were maybe 9 students and 3 teachers, maybe a few more students, maybe like 12, and like 3 teachers, and we prepared for like months. Like, we would have these like sessions after school, or like sometimes during school, during our free periods, where we'd like sit with the teachers and we'd like talk about where we're going and like do research about it. And I don't know, it was very involved, in like a good way. Like, it just built excitement about it, and we were so excited to go. And honestly, that was like one of the best trips of my life. We were there for a week, and we like hiked the Nakasendo Trail, so like through rural Japan.
Whoa.
And it was like February, so it was kind of snowy, it was kind of cold, it was beautiful. And we would like stay at these like local inns on the way, and then we spent a few days in Kyoto, we spent a few days in Tokyo, and then the other cities we were in, I cannot remember the names of them, but they were smaller, I think, like in rural Japan, along the Nakasendo Trail. But it was so fun. And we had this tour guide named Mario, and he was Italian and black, and his parents met in Japan. His nationality was fully like Japanese. Like, he was born and raised in Japan. And he was just like 6'4", and And it was just so random to have like this 6'4" black guy be our tour guide named Mario. But it was literally so fun. And we like went to like the onsens. I totally butchered that word, but they're like the hot springs, like it's like, how in certain cultures like bathing houses are kind of like pretty central to, I don't know, like social gathering and stuff.
Like a sauna or something like that?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
But it's like, there's more water involved. It's almost like a hot tub.
Okay. All right.
It's almost like a hot tub. But it's like natural, like mineral spring water. And like sometimes it's like kind of made out of like the rock formation that the water comes from. But we did a lot of that sort of stuff. We like went to like the traditional tea houses, and we ate so much food. We ate so much good food. We like went to a sushi making class.
Man, that's cool.
I don't know. It was so fun. And funnily enough, this is a super random anecdote, but one of the teachers who took us on that trip, who I absolutely adored in high school, I saw her 2 days ago in the security line at SFO. Just like,
oh wow,
it was literally 4 a.m. And I had to do a double take. I was like, am I hallucinating? And we like talked for an hour. I love her so much.
Sorry, that's the airport, right?
Yeah, sorry, San Francisco International Airport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she's like moving her daughter into college, and like randomly our flights were like at the same time.
Man.
But it was, and we were talking about that trip actually, so like this is very fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
And it was a very like random group of people initially, I would say, because we had to apply to be able to go on the trip, because there was huge, I mean, it's a trip to Japan with your high school, and like there was a huge demand for it. My high school was pretty small, so when I say huge demand, I mean there were like 60 applicants for like 12 spots.
Yeah, that's competitive.
And so the people who like got in, none of us knew each other super well beforehand. There were like a couple people, like one of my best friends came, and a few other people from my class, but it was all the grades. Like there were freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And like throughout, it was literally a week long, but throughout the trip, and then especially throughout like the planning process, because we were all so excited, like everybody got really, really close, it was like super funny, because the only thing connecting us was this 1 week trip in Japan. But it like, I don't know, I'd say is probably one of my like top 3 memories from high school.
Wow.
And like I took so many pictures. I like wish I could show you, but my mom really loves gift giving, and one of her favorite types of gifts is like a scrapbook. And so she like took all my pictures and she like made me a scrapbook from my trip in Japan. It's at home, but I loved it. As you can tell, I'm like raving about it. Like it was literally one of the best trips I've been on, and I really want to go back to Japan.
Yeah.
That country is really cool and very interesting, like very unlike any place I've ever been. And I feel like a week is totally not enough time to explore it. So I'd love to go back.